Good afternoon. It is almost 4 p.m. EST. I wanted to give my audience and my potential investors something to talk about over the weekend. Um, just in case you are at an impromptu meeting or you're golfing with a friend who asks you about the critical mineral sourcing environment in Congo DRC. So while we're waiting for a, agreements to be memorialized in Washington, D.C., we can prepare. And so let's take a look at what's going on. So what I want this video to be about is I want to talk about the People's Republic of China, not the country in particular, but we all know that there is a heavy presence in Congo DRC, and that presence is the People's Republic of China. But um, not to worry about having an opponent that makes the fight even more entertaining. So I'm just going to go over some articles that are actually on LinkedIn about how even though uh, PRC is it is present in a very heavy manner in Congo DRC. That just allows for us to be able to understand how strong that partnership is. And if we understand the partnership, that's more than half the battle. Once you understand your opponent, you can move accordingly, you can respond accordingly. So let's take a look at what's going on. So this article here, which actually is from today, and let me make sure you can see it very well, because I gotta make sure of that. Yes. Okay, so this is not something new in China, or so the relationship is the following. There's heavy so partnership with a company that is incorporated in People's Republic of China. So they come in and they are assigned a site. Either it could be maybe a joint venture, but the main point is um, once they are there, the staff is Chinese, of course. And of course, they have to have locals employed, but the majority of the staff is Chinese. So what happens is if something goes wrong, so if we look at this post from Empire Magazine Africa, and this is from today, and it says the DRC has suspended operations at a Chinese-owned site. So this is a cobalt site. Why? Well, because there was some sort of industrial problem, a catastrophic dam collapse. Okay? And this is not um extraordinary. So this happens a lot where there are many articles throughout, I don't want to use the word history, but having some sort of industrial problem on the site that is operated by companies that are not from Congo. And here, usually the culprit is a company that is incorporated in PRC. So there usually are industrial problems. And when that happens, there's a response from the local government. And so in this case here, not only was there, so there's damage to um, property, but there are also people are missing, it says here, and then hundreds have been displaced. So how did the government respond? It announced a suspension until the investigation comes to a close. Okay. So, and this is, and that's from a post from today. And I know that there are older posts because sometimes I do search. So this one is from today. And let's see if there's something else. If I just type in Congo mining, news, because there was another post that I saw, and this was from a while ago. Not a while ago, but maybe 2 weeks old. Okay, I think this is it here. This is another site. Yeah, I don't think this is the same site. Yeah, so this is another site. And here again, mining is suspended. So the operations are suspended. Let's see if there's another one because there's one that I saw. Is it this one? No. I think this is it this one? Hmm. Let's see if I can pull it up. Congo mining. And just bear with me, everyone. I just want to make sure that I share that information so you can have something interesting to discuss during this weekend with your entourage, your network. Um, it's important to have the right information. Oh, okay, of course, because I just want to look at the posts. Okay, so this is the same one that comes up. That's fine. So now I'm just going to give you a real life illustration of why, um, as American companies, and by the way, not just American companies, but America first leaning companies, can actually be on the ground in Congo and have a partnership that is much more attractive for the local population and also for us. So I'm just going to share another screen now. Google Maps. Okay. So let's take a look at, I'm going to show you exactly what is going on the ground. Okay. And it's a little funny, but not really, but kind of. So let's take a look. So first, I'm going to move this here. I have multiple screens. And let me make sure. Yeah, this is what I want to do. Okay. Perfect. And let's go back here. Okay. All right. So here we are, happy-go-lucky, and we have the DRC right here, right? Just since I'm on this side of the screen. So here's the DRC, Congo DRC. So I'm going to show you a picture of what it looks like to partner with the PRC in terms of well, I guess it's economic partnership. So let me just show you guys first and then we'll go. So during my visit to the Rubaya mine, this was early September, which is all the way up here. I had to make my way from Goma. So this is from Goma right here. And so there was one road that I took, and I came upon a bridge that was built in partnership with not the PRC government, but with a company that was operating um, with a mining company. Let's just say that because I don't have the specific details. But anyway, so after we ride from from Goma, we go west for a little while, and then we come across this bridge that we everybody has to go through this bridge. And this bridge is called, I don't know if you can see it here, Pont Kihira. That's what Google says. But anywho, there I was on this bridge. So to show you guys what that looks like specifically, this is the bridge right here. Let me make sure I move myself so you can see. There. Okay. So this is a public video, and I'm sure this young man is not minding that I'm sharing his pictures. He put it on Google. It's fine. So this bridge here, okay, I should do this, I guess. Yeah, there it is. This is a bridge that has been there for a while. I asked people on the ground today, um, and he responded 15 minutes ago. I asked him, how old is this bridge? Okay. When was it built? He didn't know. I asked him how many times does it have to be upgraded or repaired? And he said the last time was in 2020. So we're end of 2025, so it's been a good 5 years. Which is it actually that's great. 5 years not needing repairs, that's great. But again, um, and I have the dimensions here of the bridge. So the dimensions, okay. And of course I need to move that here because I am on the other side of the screen. So this is a 15 feet, I would say, by 100 and let's say 105 feet. And it looks like this. So I hope that you can see this very well. If I zoom in, let me see how my screen sharing looks like. Yeah, this is perfect. Okay. So when you look at this picture, okay, and again, this is a bridge that everyone has to take. The trucks, and the people, the cars, everyone takes this road if they have any business in Rubaya. So the Rubaya mine, which is right here. Okay, so this is one of the sites where you can extract ore, coltan from the ground. It's called Mine de Rubaya. And so because there are not that many roads to begin with, right? You have to go from Goma and you drive west, and you have to take this bridge. which is 15 feet by 104 feet, and this is the bridge. Okay. So there's really nothing else to say from this end. Let me see if I can find more pictures. And there's probably a video even, probably, maybe. If I reduce. Okay, perfect. So let's see. Yeah, I don't even know if it's worth. Okay, well, let's see. No, it's not very useful. Let me see if there are other pictures of it. Well, there's a picture. Bridge. There's a picture right here. That's another video, and that's the young man again. So this is the best picture, I guess, on the internet. And again, if you can see here what I'm trying to show you, okay? It's not much. It hasn't been repaired since 2020, so that's great. But at the same time, we can absolutely do better. We can help build something that's more I don't want to use the word cosmetic because this bridge is operational, so that's great. But we can definitely provide something if it doesn't even have to be similar because of course we will do better. Okay? So again, let's go back to assessing the market. The big dog at the moment right now is PRC. However, there is a history of industrial accidents. Well, I don't want to say industrial accident, industrial issues like spills, okay, where operations are suspended. Okay, so that's our opponent. We can definitely do better, and Terra Ledger will do. So Terra Ledger, what we want to do, which if you don't follow Terra Ledger yet, I urge you to. And if you are a silent investor, just shoot me a message. I'd be happy to talk to you. What Terra Ledger is about is opening a pipeline of critical minerals from Congo DRC to the US marketplace. And even though that's a short sentence, it's going to be a long road from point A to Z, and that's okay. So what we want to do actually, it's not that we want to extract ore from the ground and then ship it to the US. That's not what we're about. What we are going to do, or what we plan on doing, is actually refining on the ground in Congo. So to do that, a couple of things have to happen first. Number one, we are working on a software plugin to Epicor, and that plugin will capture all of the data and make it available for internal auditing and also for auditors outside of the organization. So through Epicor, we will document the refining process, and so that's part one. So we're working on a patent for software. And then also we need to have a patent for the actual refining process. So once we have those two patents, then the next step will be to actually build a modular refining facility. And to build the modular refining facility, we're going to need machinery, and that machinery has to follow the blueprint of the refining process patent. And once that patent is approved, then we can build, then we need OEM equipment to build around that patent. And then once we have a pilot batch that goes through the system, so once we're able to have the ore extracted, refined on the ground in Congo, and then shipped to a warehouse, we're going to pick New Hampshire because that's where I reside. So once it's shipped and then sold to a downstream supplier, then we can prove the business model. And then after that, we can fundraise for a Series A round. So as you can see, it's a very long way from fundraising, from using seed funding to actually proving the business model and then getting to a Series A funding round. And so again, what we're going to do at Terra Ledger, we want to open a pipeline of critical minerals. Specifically, we're going to start with the eastern part of Congo. We want to refine it on the ground, and then we want to ship the refined ore, and I guess at that point it will not be ore, but once it's refined, then we can ship it to a US warehouse. We're going to pick New Hampshire, and then we need to sell it to a manufacturer. So it's going to be a process to get to the point where we can have niobium stored in a warehouse nearby. So that's what you can, it's a little something for you to chew on as you go through the weekend. So this video is primarily for my network on LinkedIn. I've had conversations with some of you, and so this is something that you can watch and enjoy. This is a conversation that you can have while you're out this weekend with your network. If you do meet with someone that expresses interest in a passive investment, talk about Terra Ledger. Also, we are building a board of advisors. And so if you know someone that is looking for something fun, something challenging, you can route them my way on LinkedIn. My name is Claire Sengiumba, and today is Friday, November 11th, a little after 4 o'clock EST. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Hopefully it's not too long. Have a great weekend, everyone, and talk to you soon.